Okay, good morning, everybody. I hope we are live. I welcome you all to this session, which is lesson number 45. We are understanding string methods in JavaScript. Okay, so let me just check first if I'm live. Okay, cool. Perfect. Let's go ahead. I am live now. Hello everybody. I welcome you all to this session. This session is mostly about string methods. As you told that, we already have covered strings in JavaScript, but there was no time left to understand what are the different methods in string, right? So that's why I kept it as a separate session itself, and that's why we are here. So here we are understanding string methods in JavaScript, which is lesson number 45. Just after this, we are going to start with another session which will be on array methods. So we are going to understand that also. But in this, we are going to only understand string. Okay. Now, if somebody is new here and who doesn't know what is going on, right? So let me tell you about this. Basically, we are the CodeBeyond. So this is a YouTube channel by Unacademy, which is providing free content for the freshers, for the beginners, for the experienced person also who doesn't know or who wants to start with coding. Okay, and I am here to creating a playlist of front-end development. So for the front end, whatever languages, whatever frameworks are important to know so that you get a job, those topics or those basic things I'm covering here. Okay, so first of all, I started with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and I have covered almost HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. JavaScript will get covered or end by the second week of November, and soon we are going to also start Bootstrap. So that's what is all the update about the sessions. And if you do not know about me, so let me tell you about myself. My name is Ritwik Raj, and I'm a corporate trainer. I've also worked as a research analyst and a subject matter expert in most of the edtech companies. I have 3+ years of teaching experience, and I've trained graduates and corporate employees in Edison and Capgemini. I've trained more than 30K students till now, and it is increasing day by day. The subjects which I take is mostly into front-end development, back-end languages, database languages, and some tips and tricks on how to crack interviews, either it's virtual or face-to-face. Okay. Now I have a really very good news for you, but before that, let me open my live chat in the mobile so that I can be able to answer you guys if you have any questions. Okay. Please do not forget to put any comment in the live chat so that, if you have any doubts, then it can get clear. Okay. So let me check the audio. Perfect. So everything is fine. Let's get started. Now, I have very good news. That's what I was supposed to tell you. So here you can see that I've written use my code RIT10 and get a free level sample test paper, right? Now, some of you must not be knowing about Relevel, and some of you might be knowing about it, but you don't know about this sample test paper. So let me tell you about it. If you know already Relevel, then you must be knowing that there is a test which you have to give, right? And if you want to, crack that exam, if you want to pass that exam, then this free-level sample test paper will help you a lot, because if you're using the coupon, then you'll be able to get this sample test paper and you'll be able to understand that what kind of questions will be asked in the actual test. Right now, for somebody who doesn't know what is level, then let me tell you about it. Now what happens is, many a times candidates are from different colleges, maybe tier 3 college or some uh, you know some different kinds of colleges, and where MNC companies doesn't come in for the interviews, and you guys do not get opportunities to get hired, right? And the problem can be anything else. Let's say that you have done a different degree, let's say BSc or BCom, and you want to jump to IT, right? So then also there's a big problem, because you have applied to 50-60 companies, but you are not getting called for even a single interview. The reason can be anything. The reason can be your degree, the reason can be your college, the reason can be your marks, it can be anything, right? So here, what happens in Relevel? It is India's first test hiring platform by Unacademy, which is helping job seekers find their dream jobs. Okay, how? You can get a job based on your skill and talent. So how you will judge your skill and talent? Basically, you have to give a free test. Again, I'm repeating, it's a free test. You don't have to pay a single rupee. Now, how you will give this free test? Basically, you have to book a slot, and please remember that this test will be of 1,000 marks, so it's gonna be a huge one, and you have to score more than 700 marks. If you score more than 700 marks, then you are going to get a profile, and that profile will be shared with all the client companies of ours, like over 50 plus companies, including top startups and unicorns like Upgrad is also there. So you will get an opportunity. But suppose if you're scoring below 700, then what? Then you're failing, but do not worry. After 30 days, you can reattempt the test. So that's really cool, right? Now, 1,000 plus job positions are opened across different client companies, across different job domains such as business development, front-end development, and back-end development. So what you have to do for registering and sign up, in the video description, you can find a link of Relevel, right? Just click on it, you will get into this page. Now you have to sign up. So you'll see a sign up button, click on that, put your mobile number and get the OTP. After that, it will ask for which test you want to give. That means which skill do you have? Do you have skills on business development? Do you have skills on front-end development? Or do you have skills on back-end development? Choose any of them, whichever you want, and then you have to book a slot when you want to give the Relevel test. Slots are limited, so I suggest you to book it fast, okay? Now, once you choose the date, after that you have to fill these details, which is full name, email ID, birth year, current state, and then gender. Once you do all of those things, you have to put up the code, which is RIT10 here. And then click on apply and then click on create account. Once you do that, your account will open and you'll get the sample paper. So once you get the sample paper, you have to see what kind of questions have been asked to get an idea what can be asked in the actual test also. Okay, cool. So this is what you can do, and you can use the promo code to get the benefits, right? And that is how your registration will be done. If already you have done, then perfect, all the best for the test. If you have not done, then please do it, because as I told you, slots are limited. Suppose you are not ready to give the test, you don't have the skills, right? Then also what you can do is you can go ahead and watch these live sessions, which is taken by different educators for backend development, for Python, for SQL, for front-end development, also for DSA and CP, right? So go ahead and watch those live sessions, upskill yourself, and then when you're ready, come back and register yourself, right? Okay, let's move ahead. One second, I'll just connect my charger. Okay, cool. So what you can do is you can join the Telegram channel as well. You can see the description link is also there in the description where the Telegram link is there. Why you have to join the Telegram channel? Because you'll keep an eye on when we are coming live at what time, and all the notifications will be coming in a Telegram channel, right? So it will be really good if you can join this channel, because we have a lot of large community, so you can add value there, right? All the project files and also you will get there. Okay, now coming to the subscribe part. So as you know, the CodeBeyond channel is growing and we want more and more of audience to see these free content, so that they can also achieve success in their life, right? So please subscribe to the channel and also hit the notification bell, so that you can get to know and being notified about when I'm coming live and when other trainers are coming live, right? Also, if you're liking the session, then please like and share it with your relatives and with your classmates. Okay, let's get started with today's topic, which is string methods. And here we are going to understand, we already know what is a string, right? We already know how does this string works, but we actually do not know what are the methods to use strings, right? Let's suppose that somebody in interview asks you that, hey, can you please print your name 100 times, right? So the very easy way to do is you will use for loop to do it, correct? You will just use for loop, you will run your name, or you will print your name maybe 100 times or 10 times, right? And it's gonna work. That's gonna print your name 10 times or 100 times. But is it a correct way? Because for loop will take you enough of 3 to 4 lines. But what if I'm using a method which will do it the same thing? It will do it, but without writing 3 to 4 lines, just writing one method and the value, which is your name, and then it's done, right? So these are the examples where these string methods will be used. So let's go ahead and let's use these methods to understand how string methods are used and what are the string methods. Okay, so I've opened my Visual Studio Code. I'm just going to close it and I'm going to open a new file. I'm just going to write here string methods.html. Okay, and here just given a title, and I'm going to save this first of all, and I'm going to open it in my browser. so that you can see the output. So here is my browser. I'm just going to open it with live server and you can see the screen here. Okay, string methods in JS. So one by one, we will see all these string methods, and the next class we're going to understand the array methods. Suppose the methods get completed, so we'll try to do some projects. Okay, let's get started. If you have any questions, please do let me know, or anybody, if they are watching and they are looking at it, they are looking at the live session, then please give me a thumbs up so that I can understand, okay, my students are back here. Okay, so just say hi or good morning or thumbs up, anything in the live chat, so that I'll be able to understand that you guys are watching it. Okay, cool. Let's get started. Now here, what I'm going to do is, first of all, the same thing, I'm going to give a particular ID here so that if I want to print something, I can print it here. And the next thing, I'm going to start a script tag. So in the script tag, just one second, guys, let me show you my browser first of all. Just one second. There are notifications coming, so let me close it. Okay, cool. Okay, so script, and now I'm going to write some of the things here. So let's say I'm just writing here, let text equal to, and you know how I'm writing this. This is just a variable which I'm writing. So you know all these things. And here I'm going to use the first thing, which is the length, right? So a normal, good morning, Aryan. Hi, Amit. Hi, Jitender. Perfect. So if anybody else is also there, then please let me know. So I'm writing here get element by ID, and here I'm going to write demo. This is an easy one because the methods are all same in strings, arrays, and everywhere else. So it's all same. Inner HTML, and then here I'm going to write, let's say, text dot length. Okay, let's save this and let's go to my browser. So if I show you my browser, it says 6 as expected because 6 is my string length, which is Ritwik. So it's telling me 6. Understand, length is not the word length, it's the letters, right? So even if you write here, Ritwik is a trainer, let's say this much, right? And if I save this, so you can see here that it will count the spaces also. So each letter and the spaces and the symbols, everything will be counted inside this. Okay, so understand that length is that. Now let's move to the another one. So we have, see, strings are a very cool thing because when you write a string, if you want to extract, let's say from here you want to extract only trainer, so you can also do that, right? You can extract trainer from here in a separate code. How you can do it? You can extract it using 3 methods. Okay, so there are something called as slice, there's something called as substring, there's something called as substr. So don't worry, I'm going to show you all the things one by one. So what I'm going to do here is, let's say this text is written here and I'm going to write the same thing. Okay, and here I'm going to just give something like text dot slice, and understand what I'm doing. So in slice, there will be going 2 numbers. If you can see here, it shows 2 numbers, the starting number and the ending number, right? The index to the beginning of the specified portion of string object. String object is this. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this is how I'm counting, starting from 0, right? So let's say I'm writing here 11, comma, let's say, what was the length of it? 19, right? So let's say I'm writing here 19. Cool. So I've written slice. Okay, understand what is slice? Slice extracts a part of a string. Okay, so slicing, right? So it extracts a part of a string, returns the extracted part in a new string. So let's see what happens here. First of all, if I go to my browser, if I save this, it says trainer. Can you see? Why is it telling me trainer? As you can see that the text is also what I've written is Ritwik is a trainer. And if you look here, this is in total 0 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is T, right? And 11 is the space. And 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's why this is trainer which is coming in my output. Okay, so slice works like this. Let's understand what is next. Now understand, when we write slice, it is taking two parameters, right? I'll close this. It is taking two parameters. It is taking the starting position and the ending position, right? But understand that the ending position will not get included. Okay, and this was the same thing which was I also told you in arrays. So the ending position will not get included. It will only take it from 11 to 18. Okay, so this is how slice works. Now let's move ahead and let's understand something else. So what I'm going to write here is, let's say I'm giving here -1 and -5. Okay, this is what I've given here. Now I've given negative values, right? So let's go back to my browser. Let's come back here and let's save this. So you can see that it is not showing me anything. Now there's a problem here. There's an error. The error is basically, if you can see the code, I've written something wrong here. I've written -1, -5. Now see, when we start counting the numbers from the left hand side, it starts from 0, right? But when you start counting from the right hand side, it starts from -1. So it should be something written like -5 and -1, because from the left we need to read it out, and from the left it will be from -19, -18, something like that. So we have to write -5 to -1 because it's going from here to here, not from here to here. Okay, so let's save this, and you can see that it's printing AINE. Why is it printing AINE? Because as you can see, I've written here -5 to -1. So if this is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So AINE, the last one is not included, as I have already told. The last one will not get included, so it is not getting included. So I'm getting only AINE. Okay, that's what is your negative aspect of it. Let's say if I'm writing here a single digit number, which is 8. Okay, so what's gonna happen? Okay, so this is the first parameter which I've given. That means only the first position. I have not given the starting position. I've given the ending position. I have not given. So if you omit the second parameter, the method will slice out the rest of the string. Okay, the rest of the string will be sliced out. If I go back to my browser, saving it, and you can see this is saying is a trainer. That means S a trainer. Why is it S a trainer? Because I told it will omit the rest of the part. So the rest of the part is omitted, and the other part we got it as our output. Okay, so starting position is S, which I have told, which is 8, and the rest of the things are just printed out. Okay, let's say what if I do here -8, right? So let's go back to my browser. Let's save this. So it says trainer, right? Why is it saying trainer? Because -1 to -8. So if I come back here, -1 to -8, that's what is getting printed. The others are getting neglected, ignored, right? So understand, when you're writing a single digit, when you're giving a single digit positive number, then from that position it's gonna count. It's gonna start counting, and the left out thing will be printed. But when you're writing minus position, then in minus what will happen? Whatever you have written that will get printed, and the rest of thing will not get printed. So it's just the opposite. Okay, because the number is positive and negative. Fine, that is what is your slice. Now I'm going to comment this and we'll move to the next one, which is substring. Now substring also works the same way how slice works. Okay, but there is one difference. Okay, one difference is there. The difference is that substring cannot accept negative values. So you cannot write here negative values. it will not work like that. Slice accept negative values, and for negative values also it gives the output. But in case of substring, it's not gonna work. So what I'm going to do here is, let's say I'm taking here, so I've already written one particular text here, right? So let's paste this, and here I'm going to use directly substring. Okay, let's say I'm using 7 comma 15. Okay, now let's come back to the browser. Let's save this. There's something wrong here. 1 second. 7 comma 15. Substring spelling is correct. Anything wrong? Let's see what is wrong. Uncaught reference error substring. Okay. I think substring is not working here. Okay, I have not given here the text itself. Hey, hi Lewis. I hope you guys are doing good. Yeah, so I've not given the text here. That's why it was giving an error. Let me come back to my browser. Let's save this. Okay, so it is giving me is a tray. Is a tray is nothing but the same thing. The numbers which I've given, that is 7 to 15. So if you look at the code, I have here till 6. 7 is my space. So from there it's getting started is a tray, TRA, and 15 is not getting included because A is 14. Cool. So this is what is your substring. Now let's move ahead. Now if you omit the second part, right, again in this, let's say that I'm starting from 7 and I want to see what is the output. So again it's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna print the rest of the part. Okay, so if I go back, if I save this, it is going to print the rest of the part, right? So from 7 the rest of the part is getting printed. What if I put here negative number? So let's say I'm going back to my code. If I write here negative number, substring does not consider negative values. What happens in when I'm putting a negative value? Let's see. So if I save this, if I go back to my browser, it is giving me the whole output. Ritwik is a trainer, right? So negative value is not working here. It is not giving me from -7. It is printing the whole thing. So this is not working. If you're thinking that it is working, no, it is not working. This is an error. So let's come back. So understand that in substring, negative values are not accepted, but in slice, negative values are accepted. Fine. That is the main difference between both of them. Now let's go ahead and let's understand what is substr. Again, substr is also similar to slice. Okay. But here the difference is that the second parameter which you write is not basically the ending, but it is specifying the length of the extracted part. Okay, here in slice, what we are doing, we were writing the second part as a ending of the string, right? Like if I'm writing 7 to 11, so 7, 8, 9 and 10, these index values will be printed, 7, 8, 9 and 10. But in substr, what happens basically is first parameter will be the starting position, and the second parameter will be the length of the string of the values, how much you want. So let me give you one example. So here I'm going to do the same thing, document dot this one, text dot substr. Okay, and here I'm going to write, let's say 7 comma here you can see in the help also it says from number, length number. So we have to give here the length. So 7, let's say I want the string length to be 8. Okay, cool. I'm going to save this. I'm going to go back to my code. I hope nothing is wrong here. Let's go back. Let's save this, and is a tray. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm getting 8. The length is 8 here, right? So that's how substr works. What if I am putting here, let's say I'm putting here larger value. Let's say I'm putting here 15. Let's save this. You can see here, it's printing everything. If I count this, it's nothing but 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Only 12, right? but it is printing. So even if I'm exceeding the values, then also it's gonna print me the whole text. Suppose if I write here more 3 words, because 3 words are less, right? So let's say if I'm writing more this many words, right? If I save this, you can see extra HG is coming here, but the other part is not coming because the length is 15. So length is now 15 here. Spaces will be counted. Do not forget that. Fine. Now, what happens if I omit the other part of other parameter of substr, that is the length? What if I do this? This will give me the same output which is giving me in substring and slice also. So it's gonna print the rest of the part. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, the rest of the part is getting printed. I wrote this, that's why it's coming here. Let me remove that. This doesn't look good. Cool. Let's come back. Now what? So suppose in substr the first part is negative. Will it understand the negative value? So let's say that I'm writing here -7. Okay. Understand what is -7. Okay. I hope you can be knowing what is -7. If I go back and if I save this, it is giving me trainer, right? Understand there is no second parameter given. Okay. So -7 means that it is starting from -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what it is doing. And minus all these things are getting included. That is what it is showing me. So it's exactly working the same way how it works in slice. Remember I taught you this text.slice -8. So it was also printing something like trainer, right? But what if here I give the second parameter? What if here I give the parameter as 10? Okay, will it work? So if I save this, you can see it's giving me trainer, right? So it is not printing the exact length of 10 which I want, correct? So when you are giving a negative value, it is basically taking from behind, right? And from behind the second parameter, it's not going to work. So you can give negative value, but it will only work with this one value with the first parameter. It's not going to work with something like this. Okay, so I hope you understood substr. Now what we are going to do is we are going to understand some other things, and also here whatever I will teach you I'll also teach you in one of the other topic, which is regular expression. Okay, so regular expression is something in a programming language which is really very important. So if you're into NLP or some kind of things where you want to express something in a different format, suppose express strings in a different format, then we use regular expressions, okay, to make our life easier, to make the code very easy, right? So I'll explain you what is regular expression in my regular expression topic, but right now I'll be using some kind of 1 or 2 examples of that so that you get an idea what regular expression is. Okay, now here what I'm going to do, let's suppose there are some methods which are very useful in string in JavaScript. So let's understand those methods. So what I'm going to do here is, let's say I'm putting here document.get by ID, and here I'm going to put text.replace. Now understand what is this replace. I hope it was also showing you. Yeah. So you can see here this string replace, what it is telling me that string.replace, you're going to replace one value from the other value, right? So this is also a method. So I have to put this bracket. Now we don't know which value will come where. So you can see here there is a particular command given here. It says symbol replace string first and then replace value string. So first of all, you have to write the value which you want to be omitted. So let's say I want to remove Ritwik because it's a string, so I have to put it inside a double quote, comma. I want to use any other name here. So let's say Raj. Cool. Now let's see whether it works or not, whether it replaces my text or not. So what I'm going to do, let's go back to my browser. Let's save this. So it says Raj is a trainer. That means Ritwik is now replaced with Raj. Very easy, very simple. It's just going to replace whatever you want to replace with the new value. But understand where to write replace values and where to write the known values, because this method is used in many programming languages, but the writing technique or syntax is different in every language. Somewhere you will see that here we write new word, but here we write the old word which you want to replace. So please make a note of that. Okay, now the replace method whichever we are using does not change the string it is called on. Okay, the text, if you print, right, suppose let's say after this I'm going to print the text. Let's say I'm doing this and I'm doing this. Okay, now I've already replaced this, right, and I'm again printing text. So what should be the answer? Whether it will print Ritwik is a trainer or whether it will print Raj is a trainer. Let's understand. So I'm going back to my browser and you can see here it is printing Ritwik is a trainer. So replace is not a permanent solution. Okay, replace is like a temporary thing. Cool. So I have replaced it, but still it is giving me Ritwik is a trainer, right? It's a temporary code. It's a temporary method. It doesn't replace everything with everything else. Fine. Now suppose if I'm writing here, Ritwik is a trainer and Ritwik is talented. I'm just writing it. So so what's gonna happen? Whether it will replace everything, like in both the places, this Raj will come or not. Let's understand. If I go back to my browser, so Raj is a trainer and Ritwik is talented. So what is happening? Only the first value is changing, right? Why not second? By default, the replace method replaces only the first match. So whenever the first match is happening, only that will be changed. Fine. Now, suppose that you are writing here, or let's say you are writing here. Here you are writing Ritwik only, but in capital letters. Okay, now let's understand what happens. So if I go back to my code and if I show you my browser, if I save this, now you can see what is happening. So then Ritwik is not changing, Ritwik is the same, but the other Ritwik got changed. So understanding what is happening. What is happening here is that replace method is not understanding this Ritwik in the first place, because JavaScript is case sensitive. Replace method is also case sensitive. So if you're writing Ritwik in a lowercase here and here is an uppercase, those both are different words. Okay. So this replace method is finding this Ritwik somewhere in my sentence and it found it here and not here. Okay. So it did not replace here, but it did replace this one as Raj. Fine. So this is how my string method of replace works. Fine. Let's move ahead. Now we are going to use one of the regular expression to understand this. Okay. So let's have a look. How do we understand this? So let's say I'm writing here text dot replace. Okay. And here what I'm going to do, I'm going to use here one of the regular expression which is called as insensitive flag. Okay. What is insensitive flag? Insensitive flag means that it's not gonna consider it as case sensitive. It's gonna make it insensitive. So if I'm writing here, let's say I'm writing here Ritwik, which is again something like this. Here if I write slash I, cool, and then I'm going to replace it with Raj. Fine. Now let's go back to my browser. Let's save this and let's have a look. Remember what was my sentence? My sentence was capital Ritwik in the beginning, right? Even if my Ritwik is capital here and I am writing here small, it is replacing it with Raj. Why is it doing it? Because I have now mentioned the regular expression. I've said that, hey, you need to explicitly make it as a insensitive flag. So I'm giving an insensitive flag there so that now sensitivity is off. Okay, something like that happened. So now sensitivity is off and it is reconsidering the fact that I will change this Ritwik as this Ritwik. Okay, so this is one of the example of regular expression. I hope you have understood how and why regular expressions are used, right? Let's take one more example. Let's say that you have written Ritwik, okay? But from Ritwik, you don't want to start the word with R. You want to start the word with H, right? So what you can do, you can use regular expression and you can add an H to the beginning of that word. So there are some flags, you can use it and you can add the text of H in front of that particular word. So that's what regular expression does for you. Fine. Let's move ahead and let's understand one more flag, or you can say regular expression, and then we'll jump into the another method. So here what I'm going to do is, let's say I'm writing the same thing and here I'm going to do text dot let's say replace. I have two Ritwiks here, right? I'm going to put it as a simple itself, a normal lowercase kind of thing, and in the replace I'm going to put here in the same manner Ritwik, but this time I'm going to give another flag. Now what is this flag? This is basically a global match. Now understand what is a global flag or a global match. This is gonna match this particular text in all the places wherever Ritwik is written. So if I go back to my browser, let's save this, let's go back. You can see in both the places Ritwik is getting replaced with Raj, right? So this is the solution of replace. So if you're using replace and you want to replace in two places, you can use regular expression to do that. Okay, so this is some of the examples of regular expression. There are a lot of topics in regular expression. It's very huge topic, so that's why I've created another session of 1 hour. But right now I think you got an idea that what is a particular regular expression. Just like we have I and G, we have a lot of other expressions as well. Jitender Singh, if you want to replace every Ritwik, then yeah, that's what I think I have told you just now. I just explained you how to replace every Ritwik, right? So that's all about your regular expression. Not all about. I will take one more 1 hour session on regular expression. So I'll complete that there because there are a lot of things in regular expression, not only this much. Okay. Fine. Let's move ahead and let's understand some other methods which we have in string. So let's say I'm writing here the same thing and I'm just going, you know, this is very easy. This I think you guys must be knowing, which is to, you can see here it's coming, so many methods are there here. So let's say I'm writing here to uppercase, you know what it's gonna do. So let me go to my browser, let me save this, and it is changing all to uppercase. Let's come back, let's comment this, let's hit enter, let's paste text dot to lowercase. Okay. Okay, there is two letters which is capital, so you can understand from there, right? So let's save this, let's go ahead the browser. You can see those two letters are now lowercase. Okay, let's come back, let's comment this. Okay, now you can see here there are a lot of things here which it is telling me, right? When I'm writing just text dot, right? Now some of them are maybe methods, some of them are maybe just a keyword or a property, right? It can be anything, right? So to string we have seen, to lowercase we have seen, to uppercase we have seen. What stream? Trim will delete the spaces, the extra spaces, whichever is there, it's going to trim it. Value of we have seen, right? There are a lot of things which you have already seen. So let's understand what's next. Next, we are going to understand one amazing thing. So let's say I have here one more text. Let text 1 equal to, let's say I'm writing here, okay. Um, because I want to add these two things, I'm just going to put here one dot, right? I'm going to put a semicolon here, and here I'm going to put text. So what I'm going to do is, what I'm planning is, see, there are two ways to do this thing. Either what you can do, you can add this like this, right? Let's understand what is happening. So if I go back to my browser, if I save this, you can see here Ritwik is a trainer, Ritwik is talented, he's currently taking sessions CodeBeyond. That's what is happening, right? When I'm using plus sign, there is one more way. So what you can do here is, you can use concat method, okay? So there is a method which we can use here. So let's say text dot concat, and inside this you can write the variable with which you want to get it connected, okay? But not only this much, you have to add something else. So let's understand. If I click on it, we should be able to see the, yeah, so you can see it's written strings colon string, right? So here we have to give a space, and then we can write the next string in which you want to get it connected with, okay? Save this, go back to my browser. I don't think anything is going to change because it's the same thing, right? You're just giving a space here. You're just getting a space here. Why? Because I have given a space here. I have given a space here. I've told that add a space and then concat the another word. Okay. That's what is concate. So there are two ways we have already told you. The trim method, let's understand. The trim method basically removes the white spaces, whatever is there, from both sides of the string. Okay, so let's say both sides means the beginning side and the ending side. It's not gonna remove spaces from in between. So let's say I have spaces here, let's say I have spaces here, and let's say I'm writing here text dot trim. Cool. Let's go back to my browser. Let's save this. So you can see, okay, one second, this is not text, this is text 1. Let's save this. Yeah, so you can see here he's currently taking sessions in CodeBeyond, and there's no spaces in the beginning, no spaces in the back, right? This is what is trimming. Trimming means it is trimming all the white spaces from the beginning and the ending. Understand? Only from the beginning and the ending, not from in between. If it can do it from in between, then there's no use, right? The whole meaning of this sentence will go off, correct? So that's what is trimming. We'll see something else, but I think I have one question with Pranjal. What is the difference between slice and splice? Slice, we have seen splice, we will see what is the difference. Let's understand what is splice. Right away we'll see, but let's do one by one, okay? I think I've explained you which all things, substring, substr, and slice, right? Okay, we'll come back to that. Now, just one second, wait. Okay, so I'm going to comment this. Here also I'm going to comment. Here also I've explained this, I'm commenting. And here, let's say I'm writing let num. I'm giving here one number, let's say 85. Okay. Now pasting this, and what I'm doing here is num dot, let's say I'm putting here one of the function which is called as pad start. Okay. So what is this pad start? Now understand, this is ECMAScript 2017. where these methods got added. Okay, so recently it got added. Now what is this? Basically that you can add whatever you want in the starting of the word or the letter or the number. Okay, so suppose you want to add some digits in front of it, in front of 85, right? Let's say you want to add zeros. So what you can do, you can add 4 zeros. Okay, let's see what happens. So if I go back to my browser, one second. Okay, I think we need to include something for using at start. Okay, it's not gonna add to the number, it's going to add to the string. One second, let me check if this is working. Yes. So if you look here, so it is adding, see, already, because it's a string, then only it's gonna add numbers. It won't add. So we have 0085. Why I've written 4? Because it is 4 digits now totally. So that's why that's what it is showing me. If suppose if I'm writing here pad end, right? So it's gonna add the zeros in the end. Let's say I'm removing the 0 and I'm writing here 5. So it's gonna add 5 in the end. Okay, and suppose if I increase the digits 4 to 9 digits, that's gonna make it appear as 9 digits. Cool. So that is what is your pad start and pad end. Let's move ahead. Okay, now the functions which I'm telling you right away is very important. Okay, so please understand it in a very easy manner. So I'm going to uncomment this line and I'm going to do something with this. Okay, now understand that the text is written Ritwik is a trainer and Ritwik is talented. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the same thing and I'm going to say text dot char at. Okay, now what is char at? You must have, if you know Java, you must be knowing what is char at. If you do not know Java, then let me tell you what is char at. Caret method returns the character at the specified index. Whatever index I'll specify here, that character it will throw me out. So let's see if I'm writing here only 0. Okay, just 0 I've written. Let's see if I go to my browser, what is happening. So if I go to my browser, let's save this, it's giving me R, because 0th index, the first letter, which is R, is getting printed. Suppose if I write here 5, so it's gonna print me K, because that is my fifth index letter. Okay, so this is what is your caret, and it will be really important for you, because when we will do JavaScript interview questions, there will be some questions on programming basics, right? So in the programming logic, we will use these functions, right? So there you will understand where to use char at, right? We have some more functions like this. We have something called as char code at. Now what is this? This method returns the Unicode of the character at a specified index. Unicode in the sense R, see, if I am writing core code at 0, what is the letter R? What is the Unicode of R? That's what is gonna print me. If I go back to my browser, if I reload this, it's 82. That means capital R is having the Unicode of 82. Okay, if you do not know Unicode, it's nothing but UTF format. Every letter is having some numbers. Every letter is denoted as a number, so that system can understand which letter have you written. Because system can only understand binary numbers, and decimal numbers can be changed to binary numbers very easily. That's why there's a Unicode transfer format. Okay, that much knowledge you should have if you are learning coding. Okay, now next what we are going to do is we are going to understand split. Okay, so what is split? Let's say I'm going to comment this, and let's say Ritwik is a trainer, and here what I'm going to do, I'm going to put up a comma. Okay, so this is the sentence which I've written. Ritwik is a trainer, Ritwik is talented, and in between there's a comma. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is, let's say I'm writing here the same thing, and I'm writing text dot split. Now inside this, you don't give any characters or something. You just give a symbol from where you want the split to happen. Okay. So I want the split to happen from the comma part. So if I save this, 1 second. Okay. I need to print it also, right? I'm splitting, but I'm not printing. 1 second. Let me keep it somewhere. Let's say sample is my variable where I'm keeping the splitted part, right? And now I'm going to print it. So let's say the splitted part will always be an array itself, right? Because a splitted part can be divided into 2 parts or 3 parts. So let's suppose that this is an array. So what I'm going to do is sample, then the index, then let's say 0, the first part if I want to print. So now let's see if it is giving me the output. Okay, so if you look at now, it's giving me only Ritwik is a trainer. After that, comma is there, so it's getting splitted. What if I'm writing 1 here? So it's giving me Ritwik is talented, the other part, right? So split means from wherever you want to split, it will split it, and it's gonna give you the output in a string in an array format. So let's say if here I'm putting not a comma, but instead I'm putting a pipe operator. So you have to give here a pipe operator. So it's gonna divide it into a 2 sections. Output will be same. It's just that the operator I have changed. Okay, cool. So this is how uh, split works. Now we have some more regular expressions like index of, last index of method, starts with, ends with. So don't worry, these all will be taught to you in your regular expression वाला वीडियो, ठीक है? हाय रोहित, ये सीरीज में और कितनी वीडियोस आएंगी? So I've already explained this in the last video, which was yesterday, that which topics are coming. So there are all projects coming for HTML and CSS, because HTML CSS is over now. So only projects will be upcoming. Today also we'll do some projects like, and the other JavaScript topics will also come, like the advanced JavaScript topics, scoping, scope, hosting, strict mode, all those topics will come. So I think moreover, let me see, 60, I think right now this is 45th lesson, right? So 60, lesson 60 till lesson 60, this is what is JavaScript I'm talking about. Later on we will have Bootstrap, which we are going to start as soon as Diwali will get over. Just the next day of Diwali we are going to start Bootstrap. So that's gonna start in a new playlist. Okay, so we will update you where it will start and how it will start. Don't worry, you have to just come up to the sessions and listen to me what I'm saying, because there only I'll be explaining which playlist, which particular video is there. Fine. So here I'm going to just take one example. Let's say I'm putting here Ritwik is a trainer and Ritwik is talented. Okay. So here what I'm going to do, let's say I'm using one of the functions. So let's say I'm putting here the same thing, text dot, I'm writing here index of, and here index of, right? So I'm writing here, let's say Ritwik. Cool. Now what is this? So if I go back to my browser, you can see what it is giving me, 0. That means index of is telling me that where this word is written, where is it started. If I go back to my code, Ritwik word is there, where is starting from 0th index itself, right? So that's why it's giving me 0. But Ritwik is also here. It did not catch this, right? So let's suppose I'm writing it again, and this time I'm writing here text dot last index of, and again I'm going to give here Ritwik. let's save this and let's see now. If I go back to my code browser, you can see last index of it's giving me 24. Now it is taking the second word, the second word. Why is it last index of? From the last, where is this word? That's what it is telling me. Let's say here I'm again pasting it and I'm writing here text dot, and this time I'm putting here index of, but with a small letter. Okay, just a small letter. So let's save this and let's see what is happening. So if I go back to my browser, it says -1. -1 means that there is no such letter, and whatever you are willing to find, it's not there in that string. So this is something like a false. Cool. So that's what is your index of. There are some more methods, like it starts with and ends with. So that we'll see, starts with, end with, search. These all things we'll see when we'll move into the regular expression methods. Okay, so in regular expression we are going to understand all of this again, so do not worry. But yeah, we have understood all of this. Also, I wanted to show you something. So let's say if I'm writing it again here and I'm going to put here text dot. Now have a look, there are so many things here, right? We have so many things here, right? So you can use any of this however you want. We have a split also. I think split was asked. No, it's not split. Splice was asked. Splice, as you can see, there's nothing, no such method called as splice, right? It's slice and split. There's no method called as splice. Okay, we have understood the difference between split, splice, sorry, slice, split, substring, and substr. Okay, so I hope you got all the answers, and all the string methods also we have seen, and I hope you have understood this. Okay, so let's save this. Let's go back to my PPT, and I hope all the methods are covered from string. If any method is not covered, if any new methods are there, we are going to cover it in regular expression. Okay, because in regular expression again we are coming back with the same things. So cool. Now what we'll do is, in the next 15 minutes, that means 12:15, I'll again come back and we'll try to see array methods. Okay, so please be there so that you can understand how array method works, right? And how array methods are different from string methods, because there in array we'll have several different values inside one variable, right? So what all methods we can use to fetch the items, and how we can replace those values, all those things we'll see in the next video, which is 12:15 p.m. to 1:15 p.m. Cool. So let's meet you there. Now please do join the Telegram channel so that you keep an eye on when I'm coming live, when I'm not coming live, and also the project files will also be shared. Also, one more thing, that the next session which we are going to start after array methods will be mixed projects, right, at 2 p.m. So at 2 p.m. today we have mixed projects where we are going to understand HTML, CSS, and JavaScript mixed projects. Okay, there will be a lot of projects. I don't even know right now, because those are all mixed now, and we need to look at it one by one. So I don't know if in 1 hour how many projects I can complete, but I'll try to complete as more as possible. And these are all beginner friendly, so it's not very tough and it's not very easy also, right? So it's like in medium. So you have to understand the logics when I write JavaScript code, the event listeners and all those things I'll be using there. So please do not forget to join the session at 2 p.m. also. Okay, so please do subscribe the channel, and please hit like. Okay, and also please do hit the notification bell so that you keep an notifications on your YouTube app as well. Also, please like and share the video if you are already liking it. Thank you so much. And if you have not liked it, please do it, and also share it with your relatives and other classmates. They should also know that these free sessions are going on and it is going really good. You guys are understanding, so please give it a go ahead to other students as well, so that they can also understand that this session is going on. Thank you so much, guys. I'll meet you really soon, just after 15 minutes. So just have some break and listen to some songs and then come back. Bye bye. Take care.